Welcome to the final quarter. Welcome back to another episode of the final quarter. I am your host, Matt Besessi, and today we have a true trench warfare warrior. We have Mr. Caeveon Patton joining us, former Texas State Bobcat, suited up for the Colts, Falcons, and now killing it in the UFL. Please join me in welcoming Caeveon Patton. Caeveon, we are fired up to have you here. We're going to talk about mindset, football, what it takes to get to that next level, and really your story as well. So I want to formally say welcome to the final quarter.
Man, I appreciate you having me. Appreciate you having me, Matt.
I like to start back because I love getting people to know as much as I have been grateful enough to get to know you doing my research here. So started all the way back, Hierro, Texas, college at Texas State, right? And then at Texas State, you were a 3-year starter, two-time all Sun Belt lineman. And then in 44 games, you put up 179 tackles, 11 and a half tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Incredible resume in college. And the beautiful part about it is I saw that 2021 season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was kind of like a comeback season because 2020 you sat out the whole year with a back injury. So
Yup.
kind of walk me through that. Was that the mindset you had?
Yeah, man. It's crazy you say that because 2020, 2019, I go out there, my true junior year. I go out there and all commerce play, like you said, do my thing. Coming to 2020, which would have been my true senior year, I was pre this, pre that, pre everything, preseason, all this. I'm like, man, I can't wait, man. Guys hit my line. And then during the summer, I just had a bug, man. I feel like I couldn't get right. I had to have hand surgery. Then hurt my back. I'm like, bro. And so then my back was an ongoing thing, but then it ended up kind of getting worse. And so then we get to the season. I'm kind of filling out camp. I got cleared. So I didn't practice the first week camp that year, bro, because I had to wait for my hand to get cleared. And then my back was dealing with me. So then I practiced that Saturday. The first day I practiced, and my back wasn't holding up. Go get an MRI. And then I had a 2-inch herniated disc. And that's why my sciatic nerve was completely pinched. And I had been doing everything, squatting, sprinting, some workouts, hadn't sat out a day. And I was just thugging it out. And then when I got that news, the doctor like, hey, you're done. You're not playing this year. So I'm like, bro. And so I sat out the whole year, right? And then literally a week before I was about to get back surgery, I'm doing a routine bench press. Boom, boom, boom. I go down, I tear my fucking pec, bro. Tear my
Oh
pec.
my gosh.
You can't make it up. I tear my pec. So literally going a week before back surgery, I'm going in. We're trying to figure out now, do I have to have pec surgery on top of back surgery? Can I do both the surgeries at one time so I can get recovery? And then finally, the doctor comes back and say, hey, you tore your pec, but you tore the muscle belly, not the tendon. So we won't operate on it, but it's still going to take forever to heal.
Ugh.
So I'm rehabbing both these injuries within a 9-month span to come back and earn my job back and then go out here and also do what I want to do to get to the next level. So the 9 months, bro, were easy to me because think about it. I had been dealing with the back and the decision and probably not playing for 5 months. So the back and everything in the hand started in June. I didn't have back surgery till December. So it was a lot of thinking, a lot of, self-reflection, and then when I made that decision to go get operated on, I was already in the right headspace. Like I came out the next week and I was ready to get to work. So the biggest thing that kind of fueled me though, man, I remember my coach had told me, he had said that the Cowboys, the Raiders, and the Browns, they came to ask, man, what happened to Caeveon Patton? Because nobody had seen me in 2020. And he literally said, bro, they forgot about him. We forgot about him. And I'm like, and that like rubbed me wrong. I'm like, y'all forgot about me? I said, okay. Okay. So literally on my wall, bro, on my mirror, every day when I was brushing my teeth and washing my face and getting ready to head out the door, that whole 9 month, I literally wrote on a sticky note in huge bold letters, they forgot about you. And then that was my thing. I had to prove to myself that I was who I said I always was, not them. Because if I'm the best version of me, that's the best. So I was like, let's get back to work. So I got back to work, man. 9 months. came out there, earned
Mm-hmm.
my job back, went out there, started, did what I did, all conference player again. So it was just the mentality, man. Everybody counted me out, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
counted me out my whole life, bro. If I put my energy and my efforts into people's thoughts and let that dictate my decision, I wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, bro, I feel like just my relationship with God, my wife,
Mm-hmm.
my family, like that's what fuels me and makes me go. And yeah, man, that's kind of how that
Bro,
2021 season went. It was crazy, bro. Crazy.
you couldn't catch a break. That 2021 season, bro, you just made it 10 times more than I ever thought it was. And it really was just it was a journey. And then 2022 draft comes, you go undrafted, picked up by the Colts, and you sign with the Colts. And then something happened with the Colts. You got dropped down to the Guardians in the XFL and just took off. 2023 All XFL, led the league with 40 tackles. Played so well with the Guardians. The Falcons are like, hey, let's give this guy a shot. Called back up, and now you go back to the Brahmas and the UFL, the now UFL. You were there 2 years, and now current day, you were part of the first draft, day one draft of the Columbus Aviators. And there are 2 years you were with the Brahmas before this. I mean, you're talking 16 games played, 40 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, and conference championship, played in the UFL championship. But hey, a hell of a last, what, 4 years has it been for you? Just a
Yeah.
crazy 4 years. So now, current day, get to know you a little bit. You and your wife, Amber, just welcomed a beautiful baby boy, Salix, into this world. Am I saying that
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. Salix, man.
Salix. So how has that been? How has becoming a father been?
Man, hey, it's the best feeling in the world. I ain't gonna lie, man. Everybody growing up, they'll tell you, I'll wait till you have kids, or you won't know until you have kids. Me, I'm like, man, get on, bro. Like, I deal with
Mm-hmm.
so many kids. I love the youth. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And then just being in that moment, being in that room, and then like seeing something. Me and my wife been together since high school. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we always talked about like what would it be like when we have a kid, like what would they look like who they're gonna look like, and I always talk about it, and then so like to be in that moment and to realize and to see that, damn, like bro, we really did this, and then to see
Mm-hmm.
him come here healthy, everything's rolling, everything's working properly, man. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just a crazy moment for me. I was like taken back, like, damn, this is what everybody means, whenever
Mm-hmm.
it was like a feeling you couldn't explain whenever I held him for the first time. And I'm like, bro, this is my baby. This is my son. It was just huge. And it's still like that, bro. When I wake up to go work out early in the morning, I'm looking at his little asses laying there. I'm like, bro, it's
Mm-hmm.
still crazy to me. It's crazy, bro.
Bro, you gotta enjoy it. He's growing up fast. I have a 4 year old, and man, I'm looking at these photos, and he's a month old. I'm like, oh my God, what I would pay to go back in time and have a month old again. It's a beautiful thing, and you're 100% right. And being a father, no one trains you for that, you know? You
Nope,
just either
nobody, bro.
nobody. You got to come up with it on your own. You got to figure out what to do, what not to do, and you're going through it right now. It's a beautiful thing to see. And another beautiful part that I saw in your past is you're the first person in your family to graduate from college, Texas State Bobcat. You're the first D lineman from your hometown to go pro, and you and your wife Amber have you just said your own sports performance company called CAE
Yeah.
Sports Performance.
Uh-huh.
Brother, that is incredible. How important is it to you to kind of coach and give back to the youth and maybe your hometown? What is that?
Oh, man, it's huge, because I always tell my wife, and I always told her, I'm trying to become the man that I always wanted whenever I was a kid.
Mm,
I'm trying to become that man that I always wanted to look up to when I was a kid, like that guy that I wanted to just watch and see him work and be like, okay, that's what it takes to do what I want to do. And
mm,
that's what I want to do for these kids and my son. I want my son to grow up and realize, okay, well, that's what it takes to be that. Okay, well,
mm,
I got it right here in home. I ain't got to go out here to find my hero. My dad's my hero. So I want that for the same kids back home. I don't want them to feel like it's so far fetched to go out here and do what you want to do. Like
mm,
I want to humanize professional athletes. Like, bro, at the end of the day, I always tell people I'm just really good at my job. That's all I
mm.
am. I'm just another guy that works a job that's really good at it,
Yep.
and don't treat me like no. I'm just a normal guy, man. I
Yep.
love the youth, love people, love giving back. You know, I always tell people I don't have to be in Cuero, Texas. I choose to be
Hmm.
here. You know, me and my wife choose to be here to sacrifice ourselves for the betterment of the community and the kids
Wow.
to give back knowledge. Because bro, I'm back home. I just got done training in Yoakum High School. I trained in the high school gym. You know, no state of the art equipment, none of this. I go out here and I train myself to be prepared for a long season, and I must be doing something right because every year I show up in the best shape and the best defensive lineman in the league. So it does. I don't need all these fancy gadgets and everything to get what I need to get done. I just need
Hmm.
the right approach, the right program that I create myself, and just the right mentality to get it done. You know, and so I just want those kids to understand that like it's you.
Yeah.
You're the tool. You feel me?
Yep.
You're the weapon. You're the weapon. You're the thing that go. It's not everything else. People want to get all
Hmm.
these things and try to make this creative player. Oh, I'm going here, I'm going there. No, at the end of the day, like you are the person that makes everything else better. You know,
Mm.
so I feel like if you take that approach to it and just perfect your craft and master you, worry
Hmm.
about you. Um, and man, that'll make it happen. 'Cause I've been training by myself for a long time. My wife has been my partner forever. That was it,
That's great.
you know. And so, but these past 9 months, she's been pregnant. So this is the first
Hmm.
off season. As this is my first professional off season as a pro, to where I had to come in here and do it on my own by myself. No,
Mm.
I had my one of my brothers, Zach Hopkins. Man, he came and worked with me for 16, 18 weeks, which was
Hmm.
great. Man, it was fun being back with my bro every day. You know, but I still had 3 months I did before that, and now 3 months I'm doing after that by myself.
Mm.
So just to get yourself motivated and get it going, it takes a different mentality, and that's why I want to preach to these kids. And
Mm.
that's why I want to come back here, and I want them to see the work. And like my college kids that come back, man, they come and work out with me. They
Oh
come
wow.
train with me in the morning, you know, my guys and
Hmm.
my girls that are in college. So I just want them to know, man, I'm about to be 27. I'm still getting it. You 18, 19, I'm still doing the same shit you doing. Like it don't
Yeah.
stop when you want to
Yeah.
be the best, you know. So that's why I come back home, and that's why we did create. So it's called Say Sports Performance. So
Okay.
it's an acronym of my name, but it's also it stands for consistency, attitude, and effort,
Beautiful.
because we believe those are the three pillars that make any person, any athlete great in life during the sport and after the sport. And it's funny because
Hmm.
my wife came up with the name, bro.
Oh.
We have been thinking about it, bro, thinking about the name for years. Now I'm like, I couldn't get one. I was going to be CP performance, patent performance. There's all these different
Hmm.
performance. And then one day we're sitting on the phone and she's like, she always, my favorite word is consistency. Like that's
Mm.
the, and it's crazy I said that, right? Is because whenever the coach called me and they want to sign me, Anthony Cullen, he said, "We're signing you because you've been consistently good over your entire career."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's it. I did what I wanted to do, you know."
That's
So
it.
for her to come up with that name in that moment when she said it, I said, "Oh, that's it." And so it's been that ever since, bro. So
That's
yeah,
it.
crazy, man.
That's it. By the hand of God, you're 100% right. The We like to ask a lot of UFL players on there that, played at the top level. What was kind of your, if you had one, what was kind of your like welcome to the NFL moment? Like, shit, I'm actually here type of thing.
Man, let me see. I think, bro, to be honest, my welcome to the NFL moment, it wasn't even the game of football. It was like the resources.
Hmm.
Cause you know, like where I come from, I ain't had shit, you know,
Yeah.
and then take a state, yes, it's a Division 1 FBS program, but we don't have the top of the notch, no
Hmm.
SEC things, you know, the recovery equipment and the nutrition. So like getting to walk into a organization and just see like I'm
Mm.
like, we can grab as much as we want. Like we can just go there. Like it was just crazy. Like we can go hop in I'm like, man, the steam room. It was just so much resources that I had there that I was just so crunk. Like it's funny, bro. I sent the video to my wife right when I was up there. I was working on the plays and everything. And I came back that weekend because we had like 2 days off. And I
Hmm.
came back right, and then I wasn't trying to spend no money because we was down bad at the point in time, bro, hurting. And then I'm like, people think you get rich when you go to the league, man. If you undrafted, you got to earn your money, man. So
Yeah.
then I that weekend where I take a backpack to the facility. Man, I'm packing hella Gatorades, core powers, snacks, chips, bro. I put everything in the bag, bro. Make sandwiches. I'm like, I'm not spending no money. And then whenever I got home, I took a video of all the shit I had in my hotel room and sent it to her. And she was dying laughing. I'm like,
Oh
hey,
my
come on.
God.
So that was my biggest welcome to the NFL moment. Really
Yeah.
was the food. Like
Hmm.
football is football, man. You know, at the end of the day, yeah, you get to see the guys like, damn, I've been watching you since I was a
Yeah.
kid. Like that's legit. Like DeForest Buckner, like all these guys, you know,
Hmm.
like going against Quentin Nelson, like that was tough to see. Like, bro, I've been watching you on TV for like the past 4 or 5 years, and like, and it, and I'm out here playing with you. So, but in my opinion, the biggest thing was the resources that you get in the NFL.
Yeah. Man, that is that's got to be especially someone from coming from Cairo, Texas, and like you said, not a lot going on in life, and seeing all that at once. It's got to be like, whoa, hold on, slow down a little bit. But what is your? This is a little bit tougher as far as a D end. You can even do a D lineman. I saw you played a little bit of both. What is your kind of like? Yeah, you got to pick four. Your Mount Rushmore of D ends, D linemen.
Oh, so me, I'm really a play everywhere,
Yeah,
but I'm really a all over the D line type of guy. But me, I prefer playing inside. I like it.
yeah.
I like the violence. I like being the ball, you know. But my defensive lineman, bro, like my guys that I rock with, Aaron Donald's at the top of my list. I've
Hmm.
been watching E since I was, bro, an eighth, ninth grader in high school. That I love AD. Then you got John Randall.
Mm.
John Randall, old, you know, but he was the epitome of the undersized defensive lineman.
Yeah.
You know, then you have I love Grady Jarrett, bro. And I was blessed to play with Grady in Atlanta, bro. And that was the
Hmm.
livest time of my life. Like studying film for in college and watching, like, bro, how does he even see that coming? Like, what? How does he? And then I get to ask him in person. I'm like, bro, so you ain't reacting, you setting shit up. He like, yeah. I'm
Mm.
like, oh my god. So it was just crazy to be able to, watch him. And then really number four, all growing up for me, because I'm huge Houston Texans fan, was JJ Watt.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Love JJ. So I'll go Aaron Donald, then John Randall, then Grady Jarrett, and then JJ Watt. Those are the four people that if I got to cut on and watch tape, I'm gonna go make it happen. And then another one I love to watch him ball too, is Jeffrey Simmons. Love Jeffrey
Oh
Simmons.
yeah,
Love to watch him play. Yeah, but for sure those four are my four that I rock with.
bro. It's a hell of a list, and you just said it too. Uh, oh my goodness. Randall's
Jeffrey
the
Simmons.
true. That Randall's
Oh
the
yeah,
true.
John Randall. Yeah,
Yeah, John Randall's a true undersized D lineman, and you yourself, it has you listed on UFL's website, 6'1", 290. I don't know how accurate that is, but watching all this film is you're fast as hell for being as big as you are, and you what I've noticed that I've seen you do that a lot of defensive linemen don't do is you jump high as hell. You're very agile down in those trenches where it can get really violent. Is there anyone you kind of molded your game after? You said Grady Jarrett. Is that the one or is it someone else?
Aaron Donald, bro. That's
Aaron.
that's the one that I've been studying, bro. That's where I learned the cross shot from. That's where I
Hmm.
learned all my pass rush moves that I love to use, the power pop, all these moves, boom stab, all this stuff that I use. It was years of me practicing on my own, going to work and then
Mm.
and figuring out because you can watch guys, but you
Yeah.
can't. I can't fucking recreate Aaron Donald. That's Aaron Donald. But I can watch him and understand his movement patterns and see what he's
Hmm.
trying to get done and just apply that to my game.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done all these years. Like watch his hand placement, watch his feet, count his steps whenever he's about to get off, watch his
Hmm.
approach, watch what he does with his hands and his feet to make you set to sell it. And that's
Yep.
what I've studied for all these years. And that's how I molded my game. If you go watch me when I pass rush, his power, his snatches, his pulls, his cross chops, his all these moves. Because one thing
Hmm.
Aaron Donald gets, he's not just a finesse pass rusher. People think he just finesses guys. No, he
Hmm.
bullies you into
Yeah.
finesse. He makes you sit your ass down, and then once he sits you down, now he's around the corner cross chop. Now he's around the
Yeah.
corner. So I'm pretty. My game is really molded after how he plays the game:
Hmm.
fast eyes, fast hands, and violent fucking feet. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I like that.
Man, well, you had a opportunity to play with the Colts, Falcons, and obviously learn from a lot of people. You also had the opportunity to play with incredible coaches. You're talking at Texas State, Jake Spividal, Frank Reich, Nate Ollie, Gus Bradley on the Colts, Terrell Buckley on Orlando, Arthur Smith and the Falcons, Wade Phillips, Chris Atchoff, and even now with the Aviators, probably an NFL legend. I don't know if he's going to make the Hall of Fame, but still a legend, Ted Ginn Jr. So right now, is there anything kind of mentally or physically that's different from the UFL to the NFL?
In my opinion, I feel like the previous. I can't speak on this year, because they making a couple
Yeah.
changes, so they're gonna make some tweaks and everything. But the previous years of me playing, um, I feel like to an extent, when it comes to the preparation factor, it's harder than the NFL
Mm,
because you gotta understand. I try to tell people all the time, you have 90 man roster going into training camp in the NFL.
mm,
They get cut down to 53 guys. So you telling me those other 37 guys can't play in the NFL? No, they just did for 5 weeks. They competed, but they don't have enough room for them.
yeah.
So now the UFL is where these guys go. That's where we're
Hmm.
at. The guys that were in camps and competing and fighting for jobs and that were really good, but they just decided to go the other way. We're in the
Hmm.
UFL now. So the UFL
Yeah.
is just as talented, but the one thing is we have less resources
Hmm.
and the roster is shorter. Think about it. NFL, you have a 53-man roster, and then you have a practice squad. So we don't have a practice squad. We get
Hmm.
cut down to what I think 50 some guys. I think 50 guys. We can cut down to 50 guys, and we have
Hmm.
no practice squad. So we have
Wow.
to practice the defense, and then we have to backdoor it and then scout the offense.
Wow.
So you're getting double reps, so it is taxing to an extent. And you're doing all that work at a high level because you got high
Hmm.
level competition, you got great athletes, guys moving fast, top
Yep.
speeds, competing and wanting a job, and then you got no practice squad, no practice. So it's
No.
definitely it takes a toll whenever the season gets going. Then you don't have no bye week. Is you coming for training camp,
Yep.
and it's 4 weeks of training camp, 10 weeks of season, it's 14 weeks straight. So like it
Wow.
ain't like once you started, it ain't done till it's done.
Hmm.
It ain't no time off. It ain't no let's go here for a couple of days. It's straight 14 weeks straight. So you definitely gotta be in the right mindset. You definitely have to humble yourself and realize that hey, I'm here to work. This ain't a
Yeah.
vacation. We're not here to fucking have fun. Like, yeah, you
Hmm.
gonna have fun. It's a game. You should have fun doing it. But you gotta come with the mindset that hey, I gotta come in the best shape. I gotta come
Hmm.
locked in, and I gotta be ready to work it and also compete for a fucking job because ain't that many spots.
You did a hell of a job explaining that. We just had a linebacker from the Defenders, Derek Roberson, on here that was also in the NFL. But he kind of said the same thing you did. You just went into it much more depth. It's the fact that basically it shows you how good NFL players is, but it also shows you it's a great testament to how great UFL players are. It's still very high level football, and they're still trying to get their place back in the NFL. But it's really kind of misconceived notion that the UFL is spring ball, but bro, it is tough competition. I mean, watching it from a viewer standpoint to a player standpoint, I mean, you guys are basically the same competition in both leagues, and like you just said, 37 guys, they're all still great to play in the NFL, and that's what they're trying to do. So, question for you is going from the NFL to the UFL, and even now being in the UFL, do you think it's harder to handle the physical pain or the mental pressure of trying to get your job back?
Man, I feel like if you start focusing on everything else but the game, then it affects the game. Like me, I always tell my guys, anybody that's ever played with me, they know. I always say, be where your feet are. Be where your
Mm,
feet are, man. Take this shit one rep at a time, one set at a time, and one day at a time. If you get
mm,
caught up in all the shit that has nothing to do with what's right in front of you, then you're cooked. Like my
mm,
athletes the other day, right? I told my kids, and I've been telling them for a long time, you see a little, you see a lot.
mm,
And that comes in life and it also comes in a sporting realm. If I'm looking at your right shoulder right now, Matt, right? Your right shoulder, and you move left, if I cut your whole body off and I burn a hole, a 3-inch hole in your right shoulder, and I can only see your right shoulder. And it moves to your left, my right. Where are you going? To your left.
Mm.
I saw it a little, but it told me the whole picture. I didn't have to see your whole body to know that you were moving that way. I just knew you were
I
moving that
see.
way.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
So
Wow.
you see a little, you see a little, you see a lot, and so in the same thing in the game of life and football, you
Mm.
see what's right in front of you, and that's gonna take care of everything else. You know, so and that's the biggest thing that I do. Like leave your problems at the threshold, bro. When we coming to
Mm.
practice, you're getting paid to practice. At the end of the day, I love, bro. I'm all about mental health and everything, but they don't fucking pay us for mental health. They pay us to perform.
Yeah.
Like if you, no matter how bad you are mentally, if you don't perform,
Hmm.
they're gonna give you a pat in the back, man. We love you, we're praying for you, we hope you get
Hmm.
everything right. But as soon as you leave that door, they're gonna get somebody else.
Yeah.
That spot
Yeah.
isn't gonna stay vacant for you because you got mental problems and you're not figuring it out. They're gonna go
Hmm.
on the other way. So that's why you gotta learn how to as play. It's tough, bro. It's a tough world because we don't get do-overs. You have one
Hmm.
bad day, one bad game, that could be your job. If
Yeah,
you
you're
late to a
right.
normal job, you get strikes, you get this, oh, you get write-ups. We don't get no fucking write-up. Let you be late to a team meeting, bro. Let you be late to a team meeting on game day. You're going home.
Yeah.
Like that's what it
Wow.
is. Like, you know, so it's a you gotta just stay focused, bro, on the task at hand.
Hmm.
I feel like if you do that, bro, then that stress and that, you know, pressure, I'm good. You know, I like pressure.
Yeah.
Like they say, pressure's a privilege. You know, I always tell my wife a joke, I've been built off of pressure, adversity.
Hmm.
Like, so I thrive in it. You know, I
Yeah.
don't run, I run to it, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's kind
No,
of how I am.
you have a great backstory. You're the first in your family in your hometown to do a lot. And I wanted to ask you whether it's personally and professionally, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received and why?
Man, okay. One of the best piece of advice is, well, I'll tell you this. One of the best conversations I had my freshman year of college. So I was rotating as a two my freshman year, two freshmen,
Hmm.
rotating at a two. Then I think we got to week 4, week 5, and I end up earning the starting job as a freshman. And I go out there and I start on my first start ever was against University of Louisiana Lafayette on
Hmm.
a Thursday night, and that was the only game on ESPN. So
Wow.
everybody back home was able to watch that game, bro. I was so crunk. And then I go out there have a pretty good game as a true freshman against a solid O line. Think about it. That O line right now that I played against that year, they're all still in the NFL. You
Wow.
had right guard, you had Kevin Dobson that started right guard for the fucking LA Rams. You had Robert Hunter that played at Miami. Now he's with the Carolina Panthers. He's still in the NFL. You got Matt's with the Jets still. He played. So these were guys that we were all young competing at that time. They were a year older than me. And I was younger than them. But I mean, that was the competition that was at that game.
Hmm.
And for me to be a young nose tackle at the FBS
Hmm.
level and hold my own against some guys like that and have a really good game, I was really crunk, man. So the next thing you know, the next day I come back, my head coach, Coach Withers, love Coach Withers, bro, love him to death, man. I love that guy, bro.
Hmm.
He pulls me in because he pushed me to the limit. Like he helped him and Isaac Moore. They
Hmm.
helped create the guy you see in front of you today when it comes to the football side of things.
Hmm.
And I go in, I'm walking up, you know, I'm gonna go talk to Coach Moore upstairs. You know, I'm feeling myself. I'm young. I had a good game. Well, let's roll. Let's roll. And the coach Withers see me. He like, hey, Savion, come here. Come on office right quick. Come on office. I go in there and then he's like, I'm thinking he gonna congratulate me, man. You had a hell of a game, all this and everything. I go in there, bro, and the coach really said, sit down, sit down. He sit across from me. He said, what he said? He said, nobody gives a fuck. Straight like that, bro.
Yeah.
He said,
Okay.
nobody gives a fuck what you did yesterday. He said, how about this? How about you go do it again?
Yeah, man.
How about you do it again? And then you do it again, and then you keep doing it again, and you keep doing it again and again and again and again and again. And then let's
Yeah.
see what that get and then let's see what that gets you. And then I was like, oh. And in that
That's
moment, I'm
great.
like, I'm young. And then right after that, that year I had a bunch of family members pass away. Like in that year, it was
Mm.
crazy. And so I kept going back to Quero. I was missing team meetings on Sundays because I was going to go spend time with the family. My granny had a stroke. I had so much stuff going on.
Mm.
When he came down, so this coach actually came to Little Oak Quero, the head coach, came to Little Oak Quero, came to church with us, and he
Wow.
came and chilled at the crib and ate all day, chilling. So he knew where I came from. He knew I came from a rough background. Not
Yeah.
the Had a great family, great life, but we didn't have everything we wanted. You had everything we
Hmm.
needed, but he came great parents, bro. He came down, chilled with us all day. So he knew kind of where I come from. And so then right after that moment, I'm about to get up and walk out. He said, Caeveon, in order to be selfless, you have to be selfish first.
Mm.
And in that moment, I was 18 years old. Anytime I heard
Hmm.
the word selfish, that had a negative connotation to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
selfish, bro. I'm not selfish. I'm the most giving guy in the world. What are you talking about? And so I can never be selfish, bro. So
Yeah.
then I go back, I think about it. I'm thinking about it all day, man. I'm in class, I'm in physiology thinking about it. I'm like, bro, what is he talking about? And then finally, as I got older, I started to realize, bro, he was telling me that in order for me to be selfless and give back to my community and give back to my kids and give back to the family and be this great guy I want to be, I have to focus on me first and be the best version
Mm.
of me. He said, so in order to be selfless, say if you got to be selfish first, you got to figure you out, understand you, go do what you want to do so you can come back willingly to give, not because you have to come back. And
Wow.
so that's the biggest thing in my life. I think that was a huge pivotal point in my life when it comes to sports, when it comes to thinking on the outlook of life, totally different. And I told him that he just retired last year, and we
Mm.
chopped it up this summer. And I told him, I said, Coach, that is a huge thing that I carry with me. You might have forgot about that conversation, but you told a little 18-year-old Caeveon Patton that, and it's
Wow.
still something that runs through my head to this day. That conversation we had. So that's probably the best advice I ever had, or the best
Wow.
conversation I ever had in my life to get me to where I am today. That I still hold on to.
It's leaving me speechless because I can only imagine how great of a coach this guy is to show up at your, I still can't get over he showed up at your family's house and just hang out all day. That's incredible. It really is. There needs to be more coaches like that.
Yep.
So now current day, you're signed with the Columbus Aviators going into 2026, brand new team in the UFL and brand new coach, brand new whole system. But it should be like riding a bike again. Should be learning it simple. It's Caeveon Patton, incredible player. What are your goals for this 2026 season?
Man, my goals, this year, me and my wife, every year we go out there on New Year's Eve, right? We make a video on what we want to get done every year. We
Oh
speaking into,
man.
I believe in speaking into existence. We did it in our whole
Yeah.
relationship. And this year, man, I told her, I said, my goals this year is just to be the best version of myself in every aspect of my life, bro. The best
Hmm.
dad, the best husband, the best ball
Yeah.
player, the best son. Like, I just want the best uncle, the best cousin, the best friend, the best teammate. I just want to be the best version of myself. Because at the
Hmm.
end of the day, the best version of me is the best. So I feel like I don't want to put a number. I don't want to put a this. I want to put the best Savion is gonna come in 2026. And whatever that
Beautiful.
is, that's what you're gonna see. So I just man, because these past 2 years, bro, my mantra for my life is the scripture, bro. God says, "Be still and know that I am God." And I feel
Amen.
like that's the most powerfulest scripture in the world because he's letting you know, like, hey, like, do what I ordained you to do what I blessed you to do. Like, you know what to do, but
Hmm.
just trust that I'm gonna do my part too.
Yeah.
Like, just trust me. Like, just sit back, keep doing what you're doing, keep
Hmm.
staying consistent, keep staying persistent, keep staying
Hmm.
focused, determined, driven, and I'm gonna open the doors. If somebody's blocking that door that I want to put you through, I'm gonna move them out the way and put somebody else to open that door for you. So that's the way I'm approaching this year, man. I'm just gonna be still, and I'm gonna know that God is God, and just do what I can do. That's all I can do, man.
Hey man, you're 100% right. God told Matthew to move that mountain and he did. As long as you got faith, that's it. Hey man. One that
Yep.
hit me hard, and you might appreciate this when I became a new father, is there's a great book in Matthew, chapter 6, and it says, "Pray more and worry less." And divine timing
Mm.
comes in time, my brother. I got nothing else for you. It was a pleasure Pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm going to be personally cheering you on all season long. Super pumped to see you this season, my friend, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I enjoyed this conversation, man, for real.
I appreciate it, brother. I will see you all later, and thank you so much for joining us, okay? Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too.